Well, I'm sitting here with some friends and they're giving me topics to talk about. Can produce some of the best food in the world, and the most important thing we need to do is not only be self-sufficient in our production of food, but also it can become a massive industry for us in exporting our food. And so you would think, anyone would think, that the government would be without doubt supporting our farmers. Now I can tell you that it would appear exactly the opposite. I think that they're actually trying to undermine our farmers. Why that would be, I have no idea. If you look at the National Resource Management Act, it is a bunch of people with no experience in farming going out to our farms and trying to dictate to them how they should run their farms. They're undermining them. They're undermining the supply of water. They're undermining the cost of that water. If you go up to the Riverland, where people had licences and brought properties and took on growing grapes or citrus or any sort of fruit, and we know that the Riverland produces the best in the world, they're now paying absolutely ridiculous amounts of money for that water. In fact, most of their produce now, the cost of production, they're being offered less than a third in some cases of the cost of production. Those people will leave the land, and every time we lose a farmer, the product is trouble. Our citrus growers were in trouble. Our farms locally here have been in major problems. What I did do to try and solve this in the short term is I actually opened some markets. The reason I opened those markets was that Woolies and Coles were doing the most damage. Those guys own over 80%, 87% of the industry, of our grocery industry. And what people don't understand is as they get more and more control, they go around to the growers and go, I'll give you X amount for your product. The grower says, sorry, I can't produce it for that. And then they tell the grower can get stuffed and they'll import it from overseas. So our citrus growers have pulled up the best orange trees in the world. You're now buying oranges from Canada. Those oranges go into fridges, big fridges, that get travel across the world to come here. They taste like rubbish, and the reason is they might have been good produce, but they've been put in fridges for months. We don't want our children eating rubbish. We don't want these products coming in. Coles and Woolies can get stuffed. You guys have to make sure that when you buy products, that you stop supporting that are doing this to us. If you keep voting Labor and Liberal, like you always have, then this will continue to happen, and our industries, our primary production industry, will be devastated. I want to eat fresh product. I have opened markets to help that happen, and all I have had from day one is red tape and people trying to shut me down. That goes from local council, state government, federal government, even airport authorities. So I ask you this, if you really care about the future of your country, one, you must vote very damn carefully and who you're going to support, because these guys are not supporting your farmers or your children's future. The other thing you must do is stop passing the bloody blame. If you're going to buy something, look for Australian made on it. If you're going to buy wine, buy local South Australian wine. If we don't pull up our act, we're in big trouble. If we leave it to the government, we're stuffed. So it's past time, all of us, including you watching this now, and you go and talk to your neighbours and make sure that you start buying local produce. Because otherwise, when you're older and your children start asking why they're eating rubbish and paying a fortune for it, it'll be partly you to blame. So I say to all Australians, get off your arse and buy Australian made. Thank you.